I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. What do I know about mentoring, helping others, how to influence others, and why am I credible to talk to you about this today? So, I did both of my business degrees at the University of Florida, and I am originally from Rhode Island, and I'm still living here by the university, working a few different jobs and doing things like this, and being able to help and talk to younger students and help them on their paths of life. So a little bit about what I did in college. I was greatly involved with the business school as well as Greek life. So if any of you, want to know about any of that, I'd be happy to share. I'm also a partial business owner of a company called Spect, which is the company that is sponsoring this webinar today. So a little bit about, my mentorship in Spect and how I got started, just to give you a little bit of background. So, we all have mentors in our lives, people that we look up to that coach us, whether they're, parents, peers, coaches, sports coaches, anything like that. So my senior year of college, I found this company and I decided to apply to work, and I got the job and I've been loving it. And a lot of people that work at this, it's a very diverse people, very diverse workforce within the company. And so I've had a lot of really great mentors, our CEO, our tech officer, just really everyone has been a great mentor to me. And I'm happy that I found that in that space. So pretty much what I do is I do outreach and operations. So I'm, talk to people in the community and help run things more smoothly with the app, with updates and things like that. And basically what SPECT does is it helps students to explain their extracurricular activities, things they do outside the classroom, like sports, clubs, volunteer, anything that means something to you that you do that's non-academic related. And we show you why that's important. So, it's great, it's good to get grades in school, of course, but it's even more important to be able to, learn things outside the classroom that'll help you to be a better person and do well in life overall. So that is that. And now we're going to really dive into what is mentorship. Mentorship, I think, is something that you might hear more, as you get a little older. When you're younger, you might not hear about it as much. So like I said, a mentor could be someone that influences you in some way, shape, or form. So if you guys want to go into the chat box, and again, you can send it to everyone or you can send it to just me if you only want me to see it, send me what your idea of mentorship is. There's no right or wrong answer. It can be a word, it can be a phrase, it can even be a person, it can be a celebrity. Just give me a few little points of what mentorship means to you. And I'll give you guys a minute to do that here. Okay, so mentorship, or a mentor, is someone who is good at something that wants you to also, that wants to help you get to that place. Let's see. Using what you know to help other people grow. Exactly. So a lot of you, if you're on a sports team and your coach or even another kid on the team might know a skill or a trick that you want to learn. And so they're mentoring you in the sense of teaching you what that is so that you can also do it. Okay, we also have someone who wants to help you grow in life. Yes, very similar to our first response here. So someone that wants to help you grow, and sometimes it could be very broad and sometimes it could be very specific. Like I just gave about the example of, being an athlete wanting to learn a certain trick or skill. So yeah, so that's great. And you might not know what you want in a mentor, and that's okay. But yeah, just anyone that you look up to and that's kind of a role model so you can be a mentor. Okay, so now we'll get into a little bit more of the details. So a mentor, as what we got from the answers on the other slide, those were great examples. Those are perfectly correct. Some other things that mentors might help you do would be to learn, give you direction in life. So, you might feel like you have a goal or you have something you want to achieve, but you're not sure how to get there, how to do that. So they provide you with that direction and might give you steps on how to do what it is you're trying to do. Next, we have guidance, which is very similar to direction, but could be a little bit more broad. So if you don't have maybe a specific goal or thing you're trying to achieve, they can just give you general guidance in life and just say, these paths or these things, would be good for you to do to kind of figure out what you want. Skill development, again, back to my example about sports. It could be a very tangible skill like that. It could be, with an instrument, playing the guitar, playing the piano, knowing how to sing, and influencing. Again, kind of like you guys said before, helping you grow, influencing you. This is what we choose mentors because we want them to impact us and affect us in some positive way. So now we'll go into a more kind of specific mentorship definition. So a mentorship is a relationship. So again, like we said, a relationship, a connection, a bond between two entities. So this is when one individual, which we can call the mentee, receives guidance from another individual, which is the mentor, in an area in which the mentor is more experienced. So you have the mentor who knows a lot of stuff about, whatever it is. And then you have the mentee who's looking to learn and gain knowledge, from what this mentor knows. And another thing about this definition quickly before I move on is that we need to keep in mind that this mentor and mentee relationship goes both ways. It's a two-way street. So it's not always the mentor is all-knowing and is perfect and knows everything there is to know about everything, right? So, we might all know people that think, they know everything. But the reality is that a lot of people have expertise or more knowledge in a certain area that they can share with you. And then you, on the other hand, also have knowledge that you can share with them. So a mentor relationship can even be between two team members. So let's say, you're one position on your soccer team, and you're really good at a certain skill and you're the best person on the team and everyone knows you're the best. And let's say there's someone else that is really good at, another type of skill on the team and everyone knows that they're the best at that. So you can mentor each other, you being the best at this thing and them being the best at this other thing. You can mentor each other so that you can both give knowledge on the part that you're more experienced in to help that person become more experienced as well. So always remember that you might know a lot about something and someone else might know a lot about something else. So you should connect together so that you can both learn more and both be better off. So we're going to give a few sort of categories of what different mentors can be. So the first one is one that I have greatly described in detail, which is the personal relationship. So this is when you personally know another person and you maybe meet up in person, at school, after school, someone that you regularly see that you interact with in the physical form. Or, during now quarantine days, could be on Zoom or FaceTime or even a regular phone call, someone that you directly speak to. The next type of mentorship, which is something that a lot of people don't really consider or think about, is podcasts and videos. So one of my favorite mentors is Gary Vaynerchuk, and he is a business entrepreneur person. And he does a lot of podcasts and a lot of videos, and he influences his audience to, work hard, be go-getters, have a good work ethic and things like that. And so he's my mentor because even though I don't know him, I don't talk to him, I still go to him to gain knowledge in an area that he's an expert in. Again, thinking back to our definition. We want to find people that are an expert in an area that we're not an expert in and get information from them. So that's kind of, how that comes into play. And lastly, the little S got cut off over there, sorry. We have readings and authors. So again, same idea, except the podcasts and videos are, it's something you're listening to, and readings and authors are things you're, consuming with your sight as opposed to your listening. So again, a book, and then it can be any type of book. I know that a lot of books that you probably read for school are boring, not very engaging or exciting, but things that you're interested in. And again, it can be fiction, it can be nonfiction, it can be an autobiography or biography about your favorite athlete or your favorite singer, actor, whatever it is that you're interested in. So you can find these people in all these ways, and you don't have to know them personally for them to be your mentor. So after I kind of told you a little bit more about, how to find different types of mentors, can you send me in the chat box one example of that you have or that you want to find of one of these different types? Just one example of one of these. And I'll give you a minute to send a chat there. Oops. No, it's not. Well, let me go back. So I'm just gonna leave that. Okay. Yeah, so we have some guys that are on a basketball team here. I can see that, their mentor is their coach. That's great. We also have people that might get tutored from their friends, which is great because, if you are bad at math and you have a friend that's good at math, and they can help you there. So those are all great examples. So now moving on to this next slide, that got a little ahead of me. So the next thing I want you to think about is this quote. So it says, "You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with." So think about that for a minute. You probably have friends that might have, a catchphrase or something they always say, a word, maybe a gesture or a bad habit that you might notice they do and that you've picked up on. And you might be either proud of that or not proud of that. So think for a minute about something that a lot of your friends do that you've over time spent a lot of time with them and have also started to make that habit one of your own habits. So obviously, while we are all our own person and none of us are the same, and no matter how much time we spend with someone, we're never going to become them, you really are influenced by the people that you spend time with. So you want to make sure that the people that you are spending time with are people that you want to become, because inevitably, while you won't literally become them, you will inherit a lot of their traits and habits, whether those are good or bad. So that's why mentors are so important to have, because they're people that, again, have something that we don't have that we want to have or, be able to learn about. And so if you spend a lot of time with your mentor, if it's a physical relationship, listening to your mentor or reading about them, then you'll start to become and embody those positive traits that you want and that you're looking for. And ultimately, that'll help you achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve. So don't, hang out with people that will bring you down or that will tell you that you can't do what it is you're trying to do, because then it's going to start to rub off. So take a minute and think about who you spend the most time with, and one thing that is good or a good trait about those people just overall, and then one trait or one thing that you are not getting from those people that you do want to get in a mentor. And please send that in the chat. I'll give you a minute to send that. Okay, someone who has the same mentality. Yes, that's great. So again, if you're really working towards a certain goal or have something you want to achieve, you want to find people that also have, a hard work ethic, and that are, willing to work hard and really push you and encourage you. Because people that may not value work ethic or a strong mentality might not be as encouraging as you might need them to be. We also have supportive. So people in your inner circle are supportive. So that's awesome, because you want to make sure that your people that you're spending the most time with are understanding and wanting to also help push you in the right direction. So if you're, going for some goal to achieve, you want the people that you spend your most time with to want to help you get there and do what they can to propel you into, your success, for whatever that means for you. One mentor that I have, or that I do still have, that was one of my college professors, introduced me to, and this is a little networking story, introduced me to a business owner that he knew that was interested in a field that I was interested in. And I was able to get a job working for her because I was able to network. So I was able to use my connections to, get to know her and get her to, want me to, work for her. So, and then she became my mentor because I wanted to learn from someone that does the job that she does in the field that she's in. And so she was able to also become my mentor because I had another mentor that was able to get me to that mentor. So, you can hop around and things like that. But again, you want your mentors and other people to help you find those new connections like that, like how I found my boss through one of my professors. So here's a little action plan, if you will, to find mentors. So again, we have our 3 different categories here: personal relationships, podcasts and videos, and then readings and authors. So I gave a few examples of personal relationships. I want you to either take a screenshot of this, or you can jot down a note or two about things that might come to mind for you from this list. So I challenge you today to find at least, or come up with at least one mentor that you will find, or that you already have, that you think is really good in each of these areas. So another thing to think about is, you might have goals for school, you might have goals for your personal life, you might have goals for mastering your favorite video game, goals for whatever sport you're in, goals for helping the community if you're interested in community service. And, think about, you can't have one mentor that can mentor you in all of those different areas. You need to find specific people that can specialize in certain areas. So, if I want to be mentored in finding a job and also becoming the best backstroke swimmer in the state, I can't find one person that's going to be able to mentor me in both. I'm sure it's possible, but it's not likely. So you want to make sure, okay, I'm focused on this one specific area. I need to find someone that's an expert in that area. And I'm also interested in this area, so I need to find a person that's an expert in that area. So you can have as many mentors as you need for as many different areas or types of things that you're interested in working on and improving yourself in. So don't feel like you have to find one person that's perfect for you. You'll need to find probably multiple people, which is why it's important to think about all these resources on the internet, especially since you're not going to meet someone in person right now that's going to be your mentor. So you want to say, okay, how can I use the internet to my advantage and find people to be my mentor? So, like I said, athletic coaches, peer leaders, older students, family members, club advisors, and I really want to harp on your peers, because like I said, they can be your best mentors because they're in your shoes, you're same age, you're going through a lot of the same stuff, and odds are they can help you with something and you can help them with something. So don't think that a mentor has to be this old and wise, person that has learned all the secrets to the world, right? It can be just anyone that can influence you in a positive way. So personal relationships are huge, especially with your friends, because you already know so many people your age already. Like, just find what they're good at and how they can help you and how you can help them. And then again, for the podcasts and videos, I love TED Talks. You can find, influencers. Social media kind of gets a bad rep today, but I love social media for finding mentors. So, like, for example, I have been finding a lot of fitness and exercise influencers on social media, that'll teach you how to do workouts from home using what you have at home. And so for me, I want to work out and stay healthy at home, but, I'm like, what do I do? And you have these people that, are able to do that and show you. And so those are my mentors because they help me achieve my fitness and exercise goals when I can't go to the gym. Documentaries, Tom Brady, any other, big sports figure that you might look up to, Netflix, Hulu, they have so many great documentaries about a lot of different things that you can learn a lot about. Like, there's so many resources out there. And then same with readings and authors. It could even be an ebook or an audiobook, fiction, nonfiction, leadership articles. Don't think you have to read a whole book like in a week or in a day. You can find short articles, things online about topics that interest you. Like medium.com has a lot of different topics. So, reach out to your favorite author, find their email, find their phone number, you can see if they'd be willing to chat with you. So there's really a lot out there that you can utilize and a lot to do. So make sure that you are looking at all these areas. Again, I challenge you as a goal to find one mentor in each area for personal relationships, podcasts and videos, and readings and authors that can challenge you to do better during your life in this quarantine. So kind of moving on to start wrapping things up here, we're going to talk about one of my favorite quotes. So from Ralph Waldo Emerson. So it reads, "In my walks, every man I meet is my superior in some way, and in that I learn from him." So kind of to break this down a little bit, it's essentially saying what I've been harping on the whole time here, that, you're never going to know everything and be the best at everything and be perfect. So you need to understand and come to terms with the fact that everyone is going to be superior to you in some way. Everyone is going to know something you don't know, be able to do something you can't do, have a talent or a natural ability that you don't have, and that's okay, right? So that's awesome because it's an opportunity for you to be able to learn from them. You can, take their knowledge to help better yourself. So don't see people as being able to do things that you can't as competition or as intimidating or as, going to drag you down, because in reality, it's better to know a lot of people that can do things you can't, because they can show you and they can teach you and they can help you and they can be your mentor, guide you, and give you direction. So, there's also a quote that says, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. So you always want to put yourself in a position to find mentors, even as you're an adult. You always want to be finding mentors that can help you and that can guide you and that can be your superior in some way, shape, or form. So wrapping up here, if you enjoyed this little session from me, I am, for the company spec that I'm working for, am doing one-on-one sessions with those that are members. So you can become a member today for 50% off, because we're doing a quarantine little discount, so that you can get access to our app that I showed you at the beginning and access to one-on-one sessions with me, for me to help you answer any questions about this, college, if you're going to college, just really anything related to yourself and helping and bettering yourself at all. So I'm going to drop the website and a little code in the chat here if you would like to sign up to have some time with me. And again, I'm happy to answer, any questions in general that you have about this session. So if you have any questions about mentorship, how to find mentors, I can give you some names of specific people. If you're saying, okay, I'm interested in tennis, can you help me find a mentor in tennis? I will help you find a mentor in tennis. Thank you for joining me today. I'll stick around for another minute if you do have a question, but if not, thank you so much. I hope you're able to learn a little bit about finding a mentor and hope you can achieve all your things that you want to.